Now let's see this question. 7 students appeared for an exam in which the maximum marks were 100. The marks scored by the students in the exam were found to be 7 distinct integer values. The arithmetic mean of their marks was 88, wherein the median of their marks was 92. What could be the maximum difference between the marks of any two students? A very interesting problem, friends. Here, do you know what is median? Say median is what if you have, maybe here we talk about 7 numbers. So if you arrange the numbers in ascending order, that and the number which is there in exact at the middle position, that is their median, right? That means if we have numbers A, B, C, P, Q, R, then number 92, which is median, that is exactly in between, right? So this is the arrangement of the numbers in ascending order, and there are 7 numbers, so the 4th number will be median. Okay, now what we have to do, since we have arranged the number in ascending order, we have to find out the maximum difference between the marks. That means we have to find out the difference between A and R, right? Now we have to maintain the arithmetic mean as 88. Now to maximize the difference, what we have to do, we have to find out the maximum value of R, Q, P, C and B, which is possible while maintaining the arithmetic mean to be 88, right? So what I do is, since the numbers are less than 100 or maximum marks are 100, so what I do is I give 100 to R, 99 and 98, right? Now these 3 numbers should be less than 92, so maximum it can be 91, it's 90 and it's, now I have to find out the value of A. Now listen to me carefully. Since we have to maintain the average as 88 and simultaneously we have to find out the difference between A and R, and we have to maximize that difference. So first of all, let's find out what how much these numbers are ahead of this mean, right? So this is +2, this is +3, this is +4, this is 88 plus 98 is +10, +11 and +12, right? So 4 and 3, 7 and 2, 9 and 11, 20, 20, 30 and 42, right? So 42 we are moving ahead of the average, right? So if average is 88 and we are moving ahead as 42, so 8 minus 2, 6, 8 minus 4 is 4. So the value of A can be 46, right? Because we have to maintain the average, right? Now if the value of A is 46 and value of R is 100, so what is the difference between these two? It's 54, right? So what could be the maximum difference? That's 54. Okay, I hope you are clear with the procedure, and if you are not clear for the first time, so do watch the explanation once again. Yeah, I would like to tell you one thing over here. I have calculated the deviation from the mean over here, right? This 2, 3, 4, 10, 11 and 12. These are deviations from the mean value, right? You don't have to calculate the entire sum of all these numbers because that will be a time taking process. We just calculate the deviation from mean, and that entire deviation, it should be deducted from the value of A to give the minimum value of A, right? Now friends, we have this problem here. X, Y, Z are natural numbers and we have to find out the value of X plus Y plus Z. Now I'm having some off the track method to solve this problem. See, what I'm doing is X plus all this story 68 by 21. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking this number into integral and fractional part. So that will be 3 plus 5 by 21, right? So this is X plus this story. Maybe I can call this as P, right? So X plus P is 3 plus 521. Now this is the fractional part and this is the integral part because X is a natural number. So this is an integral part. So I compared X as 3. That means P is 5 by 21, right? So if this expression is 5 by 21, that means Y plus 1 by Z will be 21 by 5. Okay, so further Y plus 1 by Z is, I just break this number, is 4 plus 1 by 5. So Y is 4 and 1 by Z is 1 by 5. That means Z is 5. So all these numbers are satisfied, right? That means X is 3, Y is 4 and Z is 5. So X plus Y plus Z will be 3 plus 4 plus 5. That's 12, right? So simply you can solve this problem. Okay. Now we have to find out the minimum possible value of sine 6 theta plus cos 6 theta. I just, maybe there are more than one approach to solve this problem. I just take that arithmetic mean is greater than the geometric mean. So sine 6 theta plus cos 6 theta by 2 will be greater than equal to their geometric mean. So that's sine 6 theta into cos 6 theta whole square root, right? So if it comes out, it will be sine cube theta into cos cube theta, right? Or I can say it's sine theta cos theta whole cube, right? So what I do is I multiply and divide it by 2. So 2 cube is multiplied, so I have to divide it by 8, right? So 2 sine theta cos theta is what? Sine 2 theta. So it's sine 2 theta whole cube by 8. Or I can say sine 6 theta plus cos 6 theta is greater than equal to, this 2 will come this side, so this 2, it will be 4 only. So the value of this will always be greater than sine 2 theta a cube by 4. Now the maximum value of sine 2 theta will be 1 only, right? When theta is pi over here, right? I'm sorry, pi by 4 over here. So the maximum value of sine 2 theta will be 1. So I can write this expression will be definitely greater than 1 by 4, right? 1 cube is 1. So this expression will be greater than equal to 1 by 4. So minimum possible value of this expression is 1 by 4. That's option B. Okay. Now let's see this question. How many terms of the sequence given below are integers? It's 21, 7, 21 by 5. The common term for the sequence is 21 upon 2n minus 1, where n belongs to natural numbers. Now this is a general term. So this term will be an integer only if 2n minus 1 is factor of 21, right? 2n minus 1 is factor of 21. Now obviously 2n minus 1 represents an odd number. So let's calculate the number of odd numbers which are factor of 21. So it's 1, then 3, then 7 and then 21, right? So we just have 4 numbers which are factor of 21, below 21, because the denominator cannot go beyond 21, because in that case it will be converted to an non-integral value, right? So while we put n is equal to 1, 3, 7 and 21, will be getting integral terms. So in all there are 4 terms. Now friends, we have this problem. In a regular polygon, the number of diagonals is k times the number of sides. If the interior angle of the polygon is theta, then the value of k is. Now friends, instead of deriving this formula, what you can do is you can choose the like a value for the variables, right? Suppose to be more accurate and confident, I would take a hexagon over here, right? Hexagon, that means 6 sides. Sides is equal to 6, and how many diagonals an hexagon has is 6c2 minus 6. So 6 5s are 30 by 2, 15 minus 6, that means 9 diagonals. So number of diagonals in a hexagon is 9. Interior angle of a hexagon is 120 degree. So theta will be what? 2 pi by 3. Pi by 3 is what? 180 by 360. 60 into 2, 120 degree, right? So theta is 2 pi by 3. Okay. Now according to the question, the number of diagonals is k times the number of sides. That means 9 is equal to k into 6. That means k is 3 by 2. Now we have the value of s, d, theta and k, right? In which of the option, in any of the option, if we put the value of s, d and theta as the given values, as the values that we have calculated, and whenever we get the value of k is 3 by 2, that will be the correct choice, right? So let's take the first option. 3 theta, that means 3 into 2 pi by 3, that's 2 pi, minus pi, that's pi by 2, pi minus theta, pi minus 2 pi by 3, it's pi by 3. So it's pi by 3. So it's 3 by 2. So coincidentally from the very first option we are getting the value of k is 3 by 2, that we were in requirement, right? So option A is the correct option. I hope you are clear, right? It's not advisable to derive the formula because that will take much more time, right? Now here in this expression, what is the maximum possible integral value of y such that x is less than 0? Now we have to find out the integral value of y. That means x should be a factor of 66 as well as x is a negative number. So what are the possibilities? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 11, minus 22, minus 33 and minus 66 and minus 6 as well, right? Now we have to find out the maximum value of y. So let's choose from the options available over here. Suppose we have x as minus 2, then it will be minus 33 and minus 2. So it will be minus 35. So it's not possible, it's not there in option. Suppose we take minus 3, so it's 66 by 3 minus 22, minus 22, minus 3, minus 25, not recommended. Minus 11, suppose we choose, so 66 by 11 is 6, minus 6, minus 11, so minus 17 is there. So minus 17 we are getting. Let's see what happens over here. Minus 22, so 66 by 22 is minus 3, then it will go up to minus 25. So it's not recommended. So finally minus 70 is the maximum possible integral value of y, right? Option D. I hope you are clear.